Good morning, Chair Hasid, members of the board. We are now live. Everyone's been admitted, and we are recording.
Good morning, everyone. It is 10:02 a.m., and this meeting of the Agricultural Labor Relations Board is now called to order. Just before we dive into the substantive agenda items, even if you're able to hear me now, we do have Spanish interpretation, and so regardless of which language you speak, you will need to select your preferred language of either English or Spanish. To do so, please go to the bottom of your screen if you're on Zoom or on the application and hit the language button and select either English or Spanish. And I will pause a moment to allow that message to be relayed in Spanish as well.
Hi, good morning, everyone. Buenos días, bienvenidos a la reunión de hoy. Vamos a ofrecer interpretación en español. Si ustedes necesitan escuchar en español, vamos a pedir que seleccionen el globo terráqueo en la parte inferior de su pantalla si están usando una computadora y seleccionen español. Tienen la opción de silenciar el audio original. Si están usando una tableta, un teléfono inteligente, por favor toquen su menú suavemente. Toquen su pantalla suavemente y seleccionen el menú de 3 puntos. Al ver ese menú de 3 puntos, selecciónenlo para poder llegar a la sección que tiene interpretación en español y seleccionen español. Al hacer esto, seleccionen finalizar o done para activar el módulo de interpretación. Y si tienen alguna dificultad, por favor, usen el chat para dejarnos saber. Gracias.
Gracias, Annabelle. Thank you. We do have limited ability to manage the audio in the meeting, so please, we do ask that if you're not speaking, to put your device on mute. If you are having any questions, we do have staff here. We have our executive officer, Santiago Villagomez, as well as our special assistant to the executive secretary, Satya, who their emails are available on the agenda, which is posted on our website at alrb.ca.gov. You can email them if you have any questions. We'll now go into the substance of the meeting. First, we'll do the call the roll. Member Broad?
Present.
Member Flores?
Present.
Thank you. And I believe Member Hall is out today. So we have Member Lightstone?
Present.
Wonderful, thank you. Next, I would like to make a motion to approve the most recent meeting minutes from our last meeting on March 27th. May I have a motion?
So moved.
Thank you, Member Broad. May I have a second?
Second.
Thank you, Member Lightstone. All those in favor say aye.
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 Thank you. The minutes for March 27th are approved. The next item is the chair's report. I do not have a report today, so we'll move on to the executive secretary's report on elections, unfair labor practices, and complaints. Santiago?
Thank you, and good morning again, Chair Hasid and members of the board. For today's board report, it summarizes actions that have been taken since our last public board meeting with reports, which was March 20th. And I'm going to move over a little bit. Sorry, the interpreter may be having trouble hearing me. Okay. Starting with the election petitions, I want to start with Ho Sai Gai Farms, Inc., and the case number is 2024 RM 003. It's a majority support petition that was filed by the UFW on March 27th. Last night, the regional director issued a tally showing majority support was established. A certification will issue later today. Additionally, there was a petition for decertification filed in Sonoma Cho LLC, doing business as Flora Terra, and that case number is 2024 RD001. That petition was filed March 26th. The dismissal of the petition and revocation of certification due to union disclaimer issued on March 28th. Turning to complaints, there's been one amended complaint e-filed in the matter of True North Farming Company, LLC, of the commodity of strawberries in Ventura County, that issued on March 22nd. Turning to administrative orders issued by the board, there have been 3 administrative orders issued in the matter of Wonderful Nurseries, LLC. The first is admin order number 2024-05, and that was in order denying petitioner labor organization United Farm Workers of America's request for a decision, that issued on March 22nd. The next admin order, 2024-06, also in Wonderful Nurseries, LLC. That order denying without prejudice petitioner labor organization United Farm Workers of America's motion for order requiring employer to produce declarations, that also issued on March 22nd. And finally, the admin order number 2024-07, order denying employer Wonderful Nurseries LLC's motion for reconsideration, that issued on March 27th. Finally, turning to pending matters, the 2 pending matters before the board are the DMB Packing Corp. Doing business as the Damari Company, an ALJ decision issued on March 18th. Exceptions are due on or before April 8th, and replies, if any, are due on or before April 18th. The next matter is Wonderful Nurseries, LLC, and the same case number 2024 RM002. There's a special appeal filed regarding the IHE's order, staying objections, and request for stay, and that was filed on April 2nd. The response or opposition to that is due 5 days after, I'm sorry, I didn't calculate that. I believe it's due on the 9th. I will update my report and we'll post it to the website. It's currently not posted in order to allow us to issue the certification and then have the report on the website. Happy to answer any questions at this time.
Thank you, Santiago. Busy spring. Okay, we do not have a litigation report, so we'll go on to the General Counsel's update with our General Counsel, Julie Montgomery. Julie?
Thank you. Good morning, Chair, board members. Good to see everyone. So I have some settlements to report on and a few outreach highlights. I just want to start out by saying that despite handling 3 majority support petition cases and also preparing 3 ULP cases going to hearing, or 3 cases going to hearing later this month, the regions are still settling the ULPs and resolving their investigations. So just shout out to both of our regions for all the great work that you're doing. So I'll start with the settlement in Region 2, which is formerly known as Visalia Region. In that case, UFCW Local 770 in Los Angeles County had filed a charge against Stizzy LLC, which is a cannabis grower, and the charge alleged that Stizzy suspended 2 employees back in November of 2023 in retaliation for engaging in protected activity, which included delivering a petition to their employer that the 2 charging parties and 17 additional coworkers signed. And this petition raised safety concerns at their workplace, including inadequate carbon dioxide sensors, unsafe cargo elevator, and removal of eyewash stations. Stizzy and the General Counsel entered into a unilateral settlement agreement on April 2nd, which is yesterday, in which Stizzy is going to pay the 2 charging parties their back wages for the period of their unpaid suspensions, which is about, I think, $4,277. And respondent also agreed to standard noticing remedies, including supervisor training. And then moving on to Region 1, formerly known as the Salinas region, a vegetable harvester in Santa Barbara County filed a charge, and this is an older charge back from 2021, alleging that Destiny Farms LLC retaliated and discriminated against him and an unnamed discriminatee by laying them off and not offering similar employment for the following season because they had engaged in protected activity by complaining about unsanitary bathroom conditions, lack of drinking water, and lack of hand washing. The general counsel did determine a violation occurred and filed a complaint against Destiny Farms in December of 2023. And the parties reached a settlement agreement in which Destiny Farms will pay the back wages to the charging party and lost wages to the discriminatees, and let's see, as well as some pay in lieu of reinstatement, which is about 12,000 something. I didn't add up all the figures, about $12,000 or $13,000. And then also agreed to the standard noticing remedies. In addition, our region has resolved a couple of charges that were filed within the past year. One is one for a wine grape grower in Sonoma County who filed a charge on July 21st, 2023, alleging that Guadagni brothers retaliated against him by laying him off because he and others complained to the foreman that there were not enough bathrooms available to workers. The parties reached a settlement, and the company will pay the worker his lost wages, which equal $440, standard noticing remedies, and supervisor training. And then finally, a wine grape grower in Santa Barbara County filed a charge on August 7th, 2023, alleging that Lopi Cellars LLC retaliated against the charging party and his coworkers by terminating their employment because they engaged in protected activity by speaking up together about a change in pay from hourly to piece rate, work assignments that were specific to women, and issues such as the cleanliness of the bathrooms and or lack thereof, and also the water container. The parties reached a settlement, and company will pay $1,672 in lost wages to the workers and standard noticing remedies. So I'll just point out that 3 of those 4 settlements, were, or one of them was settled just in a couple, about within 3 months, and the others were, like 6 to 9 months. So just shout out to the region for the regions for swift resolution of those cases. And then just moving on to outreach, just a few highlights. Our staff is continuing to do in-person office hours at community-based organizations, including Poder Popular and Cause in Santa Maria. Poder Popular is in Ventura County, Santa Paula, and Cause is in Santa Maria. They have also given presentations at a monthly meeting hosted by MyCop in Oxnard. They tabled distributing materials at a Cesar Chavez Legacy Celebration in Visalia on March 23rd. They were at a Farm Worker Resource Fair that same day in Stanislaus County, hosted by the Central Valley Opportunity Center. They participated in a radio interview on KWMR, broadcasting to Sonoma and Santa Clara County and the surrounding areas. They did a training presentation to the Líderes Campesinas in Lindsay, which is in Tulare County. They provided training to the staff of the Center for Employment Training in Coachella, which is in Riverside County. There's quite a bit here. So yeah, they've been busy doing outreach. There's been workers' rights workshops. They presented a MyCop professional development program in Santa Maria. And then they've been busy posting on social media for National Farm Worker Awareness Week, Cesar Chavez holiday, And they've also posted some information about protected activities that involve scenarios of sexual harassment, preventing heedlessness, and wage theft to give workers some context for how their rights can be enforced via the ALRB. So anyway, kudos to the staff. Appreciate everyone's hard work in everything that's going on, and both with our casework and the outreach. So, any questions?
No questions, thank you, and echo
Thank you.
those kudos, particularly on the speedy resolutions, among other things. Really appreciate that work always. Do any of my colleagues have any questions? We do not have an administrative services report or a legislation or regulations report today. So we will now go to public comment. Members of the public that indicated that they wish to make a public comment will be called upon first. If you would like to make a public comment now, you may indicate that you would like to do so in one of several ways. You can use the raise hand feature in the Zoom application. You can make a request to make public comment in the chat. If applicable, please say your name and organization. We ask that you not provide substantive comments in the chat. Those will not be part of the public record. If you're having any issues, please indicate either through one of the Zoom messaging features or via email, and we will do our best to come back to you. And also, please have your device on mute if you are not speaking. And as a reminder, the board cannot discuss any pending case matters before us or comment on those. So I will now turn to Santiago to see if there's anyone in the queue.
No one's in the queue.
Okay, we'll wait a moment to see if anyone wishes to make public comment. Okay, not seeing anyone. It is 10:19. The board will now recess into closed session. Thank you.